Good day, good morning, everyone. What a week it's been. Happy April Fools. No, this is reality. It has been a very difficult week, I must say. We'll get into it, but first let's get to our financial quote. All right. Financial quote or money quote is coming for it's number 8. It says, money grows on trees of persistence. Money grows on trees of persistence. We don't expect to get washboard abs by going to the gym once a year, right? I don't know about that. I would like to get them, but no, that's not reality. So why would we expect to build wealth just by saving from one paycheck? It says style tip. Be a persistent, patient, and disciplined with your savings as you are with your workout routine. You'll love your result. Promise. All right. Take it with a grain of salt. Apply it where it may. Let's get to it. All right. So I believe this is going to be week 31. So we're more than well, a little bit over halfway. This week 31. So it's 52 weeks in a year. So yeah. All right. So last week, my investing amount, if I'm not mistaken, on my video was $40,540. If you go back and look at week 30. All right. So now you can see the difference in this one week. We actually are down. It's showing 29, but we actually probably let's see, probably should be at 26. But we got paid almost what was it, $2,800 in dividends. So that brought it back up. All right. We did as last week. We also had an account deficit. All right. So it's saying here you have been issued a 2600 margin call. Deposit funds to raise your portfolio value. All right. So this got to, I don't know, it was middle of the week or Thursday. This got this margin. Let's see here. Let me show you here. This amount here got up to about, I think I seen it hit 7K, around 7K. But the market did have a little pullback. And I also got the dividends. Oh, so I also sold some shares too. Uh, I sold about 120 shares of Tesla for about $1,000, and we'll go over that. All right. So anyway, so live we are down $193. One day we're down $881. For the week we're down $5,538. For the month we're down $10,461. For the 3 months we're down $29,990. 50% in 3 months. That's since the beginning of the year, almost. Here's year to date. So year to date, currently we're down $27,659 for 48%. Basically half our portfolio almost. All right, in the past year, we're down $5,353. And all time, we're down $12,370. So we seem to make a little recovery during the market. So let's take a look. So here we were. Let's get these dates right here. All right, so here we were on March 31st, which was going to be Monday, and you can see we that was doing the pre-market, was doing good, and then we went down. All right, we made a little cover by the end of the day, pretty good. All right, and then April Fool's Day, I was surprised on April Fool's. I said, oh, okay, we're going up. I'm like, okay, this ain't gonna be as bad as I thought it was. Close the day up even higher. I said, wow, doing good. And then April the 2nd happened, the tariffs. But then we went up. Here it is at noon. And then at 3 p.m., man, I'm like, okay, we doing good. The day after the tariffs or after the market closed, because that's when he announced it. after the market closed on April 2nd. And then that's when the bottom began to fall out. Then we got here, April the 3rd, Thursday, and voila, we just went down. And then the 4th, which was Friday, we got out of here. We went up in the pre-market, and then boom, there we go. At 10 a.m., we're right here. I was like, goodness, but we did make a little recovery, and this is where we are. And actually, this price was around 20, like I said, 27, 28. I couldn't believe it. But then I got about $2,800 in dividend. Excuse me, and brought this back up. Now, I um, I was margin call on Thursday and Friday, and I was hoping to make it a Thursday and that we make a little cover and then we'll this would be back. But so far, they did not sell any of my shares. I don't know. It's because they know that I'm getting this dividend payout, so they know money is coming. Because if I had to, because look here, I got 29,000. But anyway, let's get to it. All right, so Coney, let's see. This past week, Coney was up as high as 806 on April the 2nd, and then she dropped the rest of the week. I anticipated Coney coming down to $7, and we can see that it actually fell a little bit below 7. We knew what was it on April 2nd, but we knew on the 3rd we was going to drop because of the distribution payout for Coney, which was 43 cents. So I anticipated that, and then it went down even further. Tomorrow could be a killing. Man, Coney may drop to 550 if it keeps going this way. Wow. All right, so you can see our market value is at $40,986. Excuse me. I'm down $38,344 for 48 and negative 48%. We still got our 6,072 shares. Um, look at that dividend payout. All right, so here we go. 6,072 shares, 43.81 gave us 2,660.14. Next dividend we got paid. OT. And OT you can see is at 522. Have a market value over 2,000. We're down 50 over 1,500. And the dividend right here, 400 shares, 9 cent, 36.64. All right. Our next one was AMD. See the price right there. All right. Market value over 2,000. We're down over 3,000. 340 shares. Dividend payout. 340 shares. 28 cent. $94. Last but not least, we got YieldMax. You see the closing price, or where is it now in the aftermarket, overnight market, excuse me. $528. We're down to $250, 50 shares. And Tesla, we had, what was it? 300 shares originally. So we sold, well, let's go over it. It's 710. Um, Market value is over $1,200. We're down $833. All right. So we sold. Here we go. Where is that? Does it say sell? What does it say? Field sell. There we go. Market type sell. 120 shares at 856. Coney's currently at 7. So we sold up before it dropped more, and that was to offset some of the margin. Now this I sold some YBit, but I didn't sell it last week. We're just gonna go down here and show you the history on it. I sold this, show more. So I thought I sold some more recently. That's Dividend. Thought I sold YBit. What is this? This YBit? Is this what this is? Hold on. Yep. YBit. That's the wrong one. Actually, it wasn't YBit. It was this here. Sorry about that. All right, it was Round Hill. All right. We still got a small bit here because we got that share. I thought we sold it, but we didn't. All right, so let's show you the history here. So I sold twice on March 31st. So basically, I think I had 51 shares. So you can see here, I sold at 39.66 and sold here at 39.60. As you can see, it's actually up from where I sold. But anyway, I did that to also back in the week before last to help with the margin. All right, because I said, you know what, I'd rather sell some of my small positions and try to prevent Robinhood from selling my major positions. All right, crypto.com. You can see Bitcoin. Where we at? Bitcoin is down to $78,960. Crow is down to 8 cent. Shiba Inu is at 11.54. Ethereum's down to 15.80. Crow with a knife is 18.91. Neuron is 3 cent. Polygon 17. And Looping. It's just showing my crypto earn and my airdrop. Okay. Just wanted to give you a quick um I don't have a coin marketplace. All right. So here's YieldMax by Bad Financial Decision. Check out her YouTube channel. You can read this here. Basically, you put in your investments. So if you put 20,000 in here, these are estimated about prices you get weekly, monthly, and annually based on the initial investment, which I put in 20,000, the last stock price at the distribution amount, and the distribution amount. So, and you can do this for all of them. Over here, it lists the different segments or themes. So if you want to do crypto or inverse funds, funds of funds, Magnificent Seven, or if you know like YieldMax, list all YieldMax here. If you want to do curve, here's curve. If you put 20,000 in curve, this is what you're looking at weekly. All right, next. Let's see here. Oh, so let's go to market news. All right, so Yahoo, let's refresh this. I think it's going to be still the same. Yep. Yahoo is saying the stock future plunge as Trump's tariffs routes restart. Wall Street looks set for another bruising day after its worst week since the event of probably the tariff, they're saying. Um, see here. All right, so it's showing here that right now the future that the Dow is down 37,000. I mean, not down, but it's down to 37,308, down over 1,200 points, 3%. The Nasdaq's down 860 at almost 5%, and the S&P 500 down 200, almost 4%. The Russell 2000, crude oil, AMC did make a little pop. Take a look at it. AMC made a little pop in the aftermarkets um, on Friday. I don't know if there's any potential here for a short squeeze just yet, but there might be with what's going on in the market. All right. So let's see here. So this week we got Group D for YieldMax. We got Misty, is the leading candidate there. AMZ, Amply, AIYY, XYZ. What? What is this? Is that a mistake? Let me refresh this, people. XYZY? I ain't heard anything about this. I didn't see anything. Hold on. It's got to be a typo or something. I ain't heard nothing about no XYZ. Have you all? There it is. Okay. I stand corrected. Wow. XY. See what this is about. Oh, XYZY. XYZ. Okay. Funds do not divert. Oh, so this is, hold on. XYZ. Oh, block. Okay. Hold on here. So the block changed their stock symbol? Oh, this is, well, this, oh, this is, what do you mean? Inception May the 1st, 2025. Blocks announced. Wait a minute. Am I getting this confused with another, like Roblox? Is that what I'm getting? Am I getting this confused with that? XYZ? Okay, let's, okay, okay. Well, this one caught me off guard, people. I ain't heard no one talk about this. XYZ. Okay. Okay. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. XYZ fund does not invest directly into XYZ. Let's see here. The fund strategy will cap its potential. What is it? Single issuer may cause investment in the fund to be more traditional pool investment with diversified risk. Okay, let's take a look. What? You telling me this been out for a while and I'm just not seeing this? How in the world are these distributions amount? How did I not see this? How come I haven't heard anybody mention this? And how come, as long as I've been looking out here, I haven't seen this myself? Distribution details. So this is saying, is this weekly? No, it's not. But this is saying March. So it's been paying since November? I have not heard anyone talk about this. And I haven't seen this myself. Wow. Fund inception. Ain't no way. The stock sim, I can't believe this. Somebody comment down low if y'all knew about this. I U.S. Treasury. This is the holdings. U.S. Treasury. U.S. Treasury. XYZ. Block. Okay. This is okay. That caught me off guard. I was coming here to mainly talk about this one, Chippy. And then I done discovered. Keep going back at here. I've been looking at out here, and I have not noticed this. Now I knew about winter because it came out like a week or so ago, right? And Kavana maybe been out a month, but this I did not know. I can't believe I overlooked this all this time. I have to go back and look at some of my old, I have to go back and look at some of my old videos and when I talked about the different group. I'm gonna go back and look at last week's video, and I want to see that was this sitting out here then. It just caught me off guard. But anyway, we got this one. It's new. This one, when it said it's been out a while. I I've never heard anyone talk about it, not even myself. Okay. But right here, it says the inception was made or will be. No, it says earnings. That's not inception. But this must be the actual underlining that they're investing in because this fund does not invest directly. Oh, okay. Okay, I see what I did. XYZ. I need to go YXZY. Okay. How come y'all didn't say that? Y'all should have said something so I could hear you all. I can't believe y'all. Mm, mm, mm. I had me over here about to lose it. I'm like, what in the world? Okay. It's in October. This don't make no sense. Look, okay, so it's only paid twice. You must not been paying no dividends or something, because it's saying inception was October 23, but it's only have paid out twice, February and March. Okay. All right. So this is what we really came here. Chippy, new to ETF. It said Chippy is an active managed ETF that seeks current income and capital appreciation via direct investment in a select portfolio of semiconductor companies. Chippy aims to distribute such income on a weekly basis. All right. Invested in the fund involves a high degree of risk due to Chippy's investment strategy. Chippy exposure to gains, if any, of the share price returns of the underlying security is capped. However, Chippy is subject to all potential losses if the shares of the underlying security decrease in value, which may not be offset by income received by Chippy. All right. So let's look at it's saying that now it's going to be 42. I don't know if it's actually going to be 50 and this is what they're expecting to drop, or is it going to launch at this, or has it already been out here? Let's see. C, how did they spell it? CHPY. HPY. See if it's out here. Okay. April the 2nd. Okay. So did it launch around 50 or did it actually launch at 50, 42? It opened at 44. Previously closed at 45. 52-week high was 44. So it must have been 44. That's odd. That is very odd and not 50. Okay. All right, so its holdings is going to consist of Nvidia, Broadcom, um, Qual, Qualcomm, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, Texas Instruments, KLA. I hadn't heard of them. Analog Devices, Lam Research, Intel Corporation, and ASML Holdings. I hadn't heard of them either. But the two main major holdings is going to be over 10% in Broadcom and Nvidia semiconductors. That could be a good. That could be a pretty good one, you all. Semiconductor chips, at least for a period of time. All right, get back to the financial news. All right, so the CNN, see what they're saying. Asian market plunge as Trump's global tariffs turmoil deepens. You can see they're down over there $1,100 in the Asian market. Um, extreme fear is driving the U.S. market. It's down to a 4. You can see the Dow is down. Let's see. All right. Oh, so AMC did have, I'm not gonna say AMC, but there was a movie called Minecraft movie. It smashed box office expectations with 154 million in open weekend. That could be a good. It could be a good start to things for AMC. All right. All right. So Fox News. Fox News. It's got the future Dow future down 1100, 37,000. All right, Nasdaq futures down 781, S&P down 183, 3%, 4%, 3%. You see the crypto market. See, Bitcoin's down 2%, Ethereum down 2%, XRP down 7%, $1.79. For those of you who wanted to get in, $1.79. It may drop some more. Doge is down to 14. Sheep. So XRP is down the most percentage wise. All right. What other news we got out here? All right. Dow future plummet 1,500 points. As this was 5 hours ago. Let's update to see if there's any. Still 5 hours ago. Market would drop by what? Market would drop by 8,000 in a Black Monday sell-off. Wow. Dow future sinks 1,000 points. So this must not be live. But anyway, wow, that's crazy. All right. NewsMax. NewsMax has the Dow down right now. Man, it's supposed to hit 36 because this look like it's live, man. It's down to 37 to 30. S&P, NASDAQ goes down a little bit. This is according to Newsmax. All right, Divi Tracker. Divi Tracker, my net value according to Divi Tracker is at 29,408. We are at 29,785. It ain't too far off. Cost basis 127,000. This is more my margin stance at 43,000. Oh, so how did we get to 43,000? I told you we sold not this one, but B. Oh, it was here, right? Right here. I sold $2,000 worth of YBTC and $1,000 worth of Tesla. So that's 3,000, right? So I sold this amount YBTC plus this amount of Tesla, 127.15, right? So that's 3,080 plus I got $2,799.92 total dividends this week for amount of 58.8064. So this was at 49. So I believe my margin was at 49,003, something like that, right? So if I go 580.64, see, it puts me right there. So that's why my margin has gone down from 49 to 43, and I'm at 251,000 owed in debt, right? Because I got paid, so since I sold off $3,000 worth, and then I got dividends this weekend. So I think we'll finally eventually get under 40,000. Probably not. I don't know if we'll make it by the end of this month or not, but definitely by May we'll be under 40,000. All right. All right. So snowball analysis. I have, as you can see here, it has the paid amount $2,799.92. We got some declared, and we have an estimated for the remaining of this month, 1969.82. That would be a nice. So that's gonna be Misty. I did see retire on dividends. If I saw his video correctly, I didn't watch the entire video. I just want to see what he had for Misty. I believe he said he had Misty at $1.82, which would be pretty good because last time they paid out 137, if I'm not mistaken. So 182 would be really good. But we'll see if Misty hold up. If tomorrow could kill off any of that SMCY $296, and then you got the little OT with the weekly and YieldMax with their weekly. So, all right. So made estimated now I have about 7,500. Hopefully we can have some returns in the market, and that'll be higher than that because I get paid twice with Coney. So it'd be nice to get some money for a change. All right. All right. So January, you see that 5,600. February 73, and March we got 54. And this is currently where we stand. 2023, 2024, and here's 2025 thus far. All right, so it pushed our goal out to 5 years, trying to get $1 million annually. Is that right? Yeah, get $1 million annually. Let's push that out to 2030. It was at 2038. All right. All right. So here we go. Coney, this is how much I've got invested, 79,300. Current value is 4146, 41,046. And so for year to date, not year to date, but since September, I believe it's been 6 months, I've made $29,517.51 in Coney. We're down 38,000 in Coney. We had a little positive. We sold maybe one share at one time. And so we're total profit. We're underwater in Coney. We're underwater by $8,700. In Misty, we got 25 and a half invested in Misty. Current value is at 20,000, so Misty's holding pretty good. We've had $13,666 in dividends. Like I said, we're down $4,942. We've sold some Misty in the past. We've got a profit there of $2,300, and we are actually up. So the 13 minus the negative 4,900. No, that's not right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. The 13,000 minus the 4,900 plus the 23 gives us a total profit of $11,000, 121% IRR. Tesla, $2,100 total cost because we sold some off. $1,800 down 700. So when we sold this, that put us in a negative there, but we're still broke even above $273 total profit. SMCY, $3,800 invested. Market value is at $2,700. We received $1,600 so far. We're down 1,100. We've sold some SMCY in the past, so we're down, sold at a negative, and we are just underwater at $41 negative in profit. All right, so we got a positive return here in YBit. All right, so we invested $669. Market value is at $607. Dividend profit is $471. So we're about to get all our money back on YBit. We stand in positive territory of $285. And let's look at the total. All right, so total right now, since we've been investing 6 months ago, $48,736 and 54 cents. So let's, I believe it's 6 months, right? So 48,736.54 divided by 6. And I'm averaging about $8,100 a month. All right, so we're down in capital, 49,000. Total profit, we're down just over $5,000 underwater. All right. All right, so here is the proof where oh, this is not something I did. This is something they did. Automatically generated transaction to adjust the balance since the balance reported by my broker was 180 shares does not match the imported transaction balance of 184. So they made that adjustment. But anyway, here's what I was telling you. I sold Tesla, 120 shares. Um, I'm not sure why it's a positive 1,000, but that's what I sold was $1,000. Right. All right. Fee. This is the margin fee for the amount that I have borrowed, $208. Here's the round hill I sold. All right. Sell, sell, sell. Here's the round hill I bought. No, this is dividend paid out to me. All right. Here's Coney. This is when I bought the 772 shares I told you all about. That's how much it cost me, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So, looking at the most popular stocks and funds. All right. So these are ETFs. We're not looking at the stocks. We're looking at the ETFs. Number one is going to be Charles Schwab SCHD. The people who are members of the Snowball community that have signed up to have their portfolio viewed. 21.42% on SCHD. Uh, Price is 25.28. You can see they are down a little bit. Vu, next. But Coney, I'm not Coney, but Misty. Misty is owned by 10% of the owners. Um, and they are up with a positive daily return. You got JP. Coney is coming in at number 6. 8% owners, people own it. You can see a lot of YieldMax is in here. All right, let's see just how many have a daily. We can go daily. Yeah. So Misty, we got Misty with a positive. Bito, iBit, YBTC, Neos, BTCI, YBit, TLT, TLTW, BNB. Hadn't heard of that one. SGov, I have heard of that just recently. This is a treasury bill. Treasury bill. So you shouldn't have no NAV erosion on treasury bills, I think, from what I'm understanding now. So you can see the top ones that have a daily. I was trying to see if it gave a monthly or something, but it doesn't look like. All right. So Misty is leading the way there. All right, let's get to our Q&A. Q&A, where you at? Where you at, Q&A? All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right. J Jayanvis Vester. Anyway, how's the dividend doing with the market drop? I said I cleared 27.99.92 this past week, so making a little money, but it's not like the last 4 months of last year. Maurice Patterson, thanks, brother. I was wondering if you had not already, could you do a video on the best YieldMax stocks out of each group, A, B, C, and D? I'm not really a technical analysis guy. I don't really analyze um, charts or things of that sort. I'm just playing it by my gut. I'm going for basically the highest yield. Where is that at? I'm going basically for the highest yield out of each group. Uh, Tesla was considered to be the dog in Group A, um, and it still may be. YBit may be doing better. Nvidia was considered to be the top G in this group, but Babo is doing really good. And this one, Platy. Platy is killing it. I don't know if you want to get it now because it could go down some more, but if you can get in there while it's down, if you start in a position now, Platy and Marrow are paying out pretty good dividends right now out of this group B. Group C was considered to be Coney. Coney is hurting right now. So right now it's probably going to be this one right here, CVNY. Underlining is Carvana. And then Group D was considered Misty, was considered to be the top dog in this group. And the follow with SMCI was probably going to be second. We had a lot of hope for this here, AI, but it hasn't did right. And this is a new one. This is going to be the inverse of the actual underlying stock of Misty. MicroStrategy, the inverse. So, but I don't have. I'm just going with the ones that has the cheapest price with the highest yield. That's generally how I'm going with it. I don't have a technical analysis and can tell you which one's the best. CVNY waiting for Friday. I saw that 297, not bad, not bad at all. That's David. Spicy Tuna said CVNY, not CNVY. And I think because when I made the video, I called it Kavana, even though that was the underline and not the actual one. So yeah, CVNY, not Carvana, CVNA. Um, Gangtown, can you hear me? He said, thought I was tripping when I heard you say my name. He was laughing. Nice update though, my brother. I said, nah, you heard me right. Laughing out loud. You heard me. But yeah, it can be a little strange actually hearing your name called out on a video. So, but yeah, I appreciate the love though, brother. All right, love your life. Says thank always for keeping us up to date. Every YieldMax ETF I got was because of your detailed videos. Excuse me, I appreciate you saying my videos with detail. I said you're welcome, YieldMax. You sure you don't want to take that statement back now? Laughing out loud, blood in these streets. All right, Brent says, thanks again for all you do. YMax paying the bills. I said, I appreciate your support, Brent. YMax paying the bills. Do tell about how much are you getting weekly. That'd be interesting to share. How much are you getting weekly? Uh, my good friend, I can't pronounce his name. 1695 says all stocks go down with Trump. He did everything never happened before. I said, man, it's looking like a bloodbath come Monday, based on the news I shared you all with these here from Newsmax and Fox News and MSNBC. I knew I had Fox as Newsmax. I thought I had Fox. Yeah, there go Fox. So yeah, so I clipped this out of the CNN. It says U.S. market. U.S. stock market plunges Sunday evening after two sections of sell-off that wiped away 4.5 trillion in the market value. Stocks were set to open sharply lower Monday, putting the S&P 500 and the what is that? I'm not sure of a bear market, a decline of 20% from its peak, and an ominous sign for investors and perhaps the broader economy. The Dow future was down over 1,200 points. S&P fell 3.7%, while the Nasdaq future tumbles at 4.6%. The Asian market tanked. Japan Nikkei fell 8% at the open. Wow. It's going to be a bloodbath. Unbelievable, people. It's going to be a bloodbath. All right. Uh, Kara, Karen, I suppose that's saying. I may be getting it all wrong. Sorry if I'm bushing. She said, I really enjoy your content. I said, thank you for dropping in. Stay tuned and let's see if my portfolio can survive this bloodbath. The best 18118 says, I just entered Marrow heavy for me. He's laughing now. Also, IWNY. I was in W. Oh, he said he's doing it to round out his weeklies to 4. I was in WIY, and I was holding out that the what they call them, the IWY is the short, what is the small market caps, yes. But man, I got out of it and put that in Coney. All right, I said I want some Maro, I want some ETH, I want XPay, I want Platy, I want CVN. I don't know how we pronouncing this. Conovi, SMCY, but out of all of them that are listed, ETH is the one. I'm gonna tell y'all why I like ETH. This is if I had money to go here heavy, this is where I would go. Is at 26, basically $27. 52-week high is 59. This is off. Where is this at? Let's go. I don't know if it'll let me do it here. This is actually off Ethereum. This is like the second biggest one right behind Bitcoin for those that don't know. Ethereum. All right. And check out this dividend. All right. Look, it's been paying since September of last year. 385, 229, 165, 257, 359, 189, 151, despite it being at this price, right? So if you want to get an average, I had a video that I did when I first started that I was doing this. I haven't done it since. Let me show you something here. Let me go back to this. Let's go to videos. Let's go to oldest. This video right here. I haven't updated this video in 6 months. But this is what I was doing. You come over here. You go to something like stock analysis. Copy this, right? Come over here. Let's do this. Paste it in Excel, right? Just paste it in where, and then just do this right here, right? You come over here, that's the sum, 1740, but the average right there, if you can see it, $2.49. That's what it's been averaging, $2.49. All right, so that's how I come up with that, and that's what I did um, in this video right here. And I was just doing it simply by the dollar amount. I haven't went back and revised this video like I said I would. Sorry about that. Gregory says, curious, how come no PNNT? This gentleman replied back, it's a BDC, right? EFC is doing pretty well also. EFC. Now I said I never heard of it. And then I checked the dividends and it's 8 cents. So nah, that's not gonna cut it for me. I think it's at $6 right now. I think PENT. Yeah. So it's $6. Here's the dividend. Yeah, that ain't gonna cut it for me. 8 cents. Now back a while ago, it was doing pretty good. What? Almost almost 10 years ago. But right now, what it's paying? Nah, I can't even put my money there. I'm not saying y'all can't. I'm saying that I'm not putting my money there. I need some return. I need some income. All right, let's go to our short. See what we got here. All right, Dwayne said, when is the bleeding going to stop? I said, I was hoping for a turnaround money, but I'm hearing this. Plus, April the 9th, reciprocal tariff takes effect. And y'all saw me read this earlier. This was something I got off CNN. So, man, Monday is it's not sounding too good. Let's go to our post. All right. All right. Little gameplay said, let's go. And he's talking about me just posting my dividend payout for this past week for Group C. I said last year Coney would pay probably $9,100 on 6,200 shares for dividends of $1.50. But now I'm shaking my head. So Coney has paid out the lowest it ever has, and that is 43 cents, I believe. Right? Yep, 43. So if you want to see what the average of Coney, You simply do what I just mentioned, right? Take this, come over here to Excel, paste this in here somewhere, then come here, hit this. Yeah, hit this, and you see now Coney is averaging $1.47, which is still good, but man, it was doing a lot better. You can see the last 2 months. So if we take the last, I see 3 months out, what will we get? $1.58. All right. All right. 3138 says got $300.03 today. I can't remember which one he said he had. Maybe Ulti, if I'm guessing correctly. What he mentioned he was in. So he's gotten $300. And if he's getting that weekly, that's really good. If you're getting that weekly, especially with um Ulti only paying 9 cents. That means he's got a lot invested in Ulti. I said keep grinding. Hopefully things will turn around. Shaking my head. Um, I can't make this out. But anyway, they said good money. I said thanks, but this is worse it's been. I would be getting. I should have said I would be getting about, yeah, I would be getting about 10 to 15K a month if this was last year, the last 4 months of last year. A month if this was like the last 4 months of last year. I'm not happy right now. Yeah, so I was anticipating this month. Oh, I was anticipating to have my margin paid off, uh, making about 10 to 15K a month. I was gonna be trying to get my mom a new place, uh, a place to rent, not a purchasing place, because I wouldn't have enough money to do that because I still got a lot of debt myself. But if I figured I could get her a place under $1,000 in a little nice neighborhood, um, that I would be able to manage that for her. But things haven't worked out like I had anticipated. All right, absolute Rudy says shame Coney keeps getting a haircut. I said, yeah, Coney's getting a bald shave right now. Underestimate portfolio. I think he's got a YouTube channel, I think, right? Yeah. Yeah. He's got 191 subscribers, 105 videos. He started his video just this year. Yeah, so just this year, he started in January. He's got 191 subscribers, 105 videos, 10,000 views, and he's popping up on my notifications, or I've seen his videos out there. I think I've listened to a couple on my viewing channel. Uh, yeah, so check him out. He's got some nice content that he's dropping out there. All right, let's see. Oh, what did he say? He said, "Hey, bro. So if I sell my Coney today, will I still get my distribution?" Now I counted 4 days, so I'm thinking this was Wednesday. And so I would say, sorry for the late reply. I'm just seeing your comments, and it was like an hour ago. But if you sold on Wednesday, you will not get paid, I believe. But I know that price has dropped more since you made this statement. I hope whatever you did works in your favor. And I also said, and now replying back to this gentleman who said, wait for the distribution first, then sell. Um, and I get that. Um, but the only caveat to that is, say it's paying out $1.50, and you got say 5,000 shares, right? Each share is going to drop $1.50. So the the caveat is if it's going to drop more than what you're going to get paid out, um, then it's probably best to go ahead and sell. because the dividends won't recover that loss. Now, if it depends on your situation really, but if you're trying to hold it long term, I would I would if I was holding long term and wanted, I would probably, as the guy suggested, keep the distribution. And if it was in a week or a month where I knew it could recover in maybe a week and then sell, I would. But the way things are going now, I probably wouldn't have sold. I probably would have kept my position and just let the dividend fall. I mean, pay into my account. I wouldn't have sold unless I'm just trying to get out of it because I know it's going to fall further. Then I would have taken this suggestion here from Maurice. But I said it depends on how much that price dropped with the number of shares he had. If he held a large position and the price dropped a lot, it would be better to sell before the dividend payout if the depreciation is way greater than the dividend payout. So that's what I was saying. But yeah, it's sort of hard to know somebody's situation. All right. All right, so wow, man, I'm sorry. I've been yapping and yapping, and this video is 56 minutes long. All right, so oh, keep in prayers all those that were affected by the tornadoes that are continuing to happen in this country. Pray for the president that he makes the best decision that's best for the nation and the country, for the stock market. Pray that God will lead and guide him on what to do, what's best for us. Pray for all your government officials, even if you don't like them. Even if you don't like them, pray for them that God will touch their minds and heart and do what's best for the people. Um, but keep all those um, that lost their lives and the people who lost their lives in this tragic um, tornadoes that have happened throughout our country and the flooding that's taken place. I heard about the 9-year-old boy that got swept away. That's tragic for a parent to have to bury their child. But just keep our nation in your prayers. A lot of these things are happening because of sin. You got a lot of hypocrites in politics who claim to be Christians who are really not living a Christian life, but wear that Christian thing on their sleeve. You just got a lot of sin in the nation. Uh, we all got sins in our lives, so until we all do what the Bible says, if my people who are called by my name would humble themselves and pray, then will I hear from heaven and heal the land. Now, I didn't get that quote just exactly right, but if you're familiar with the text, or if you know partial of what I'm saying, Google it, look it up. The Bible lets us know that if we, the people who are called by his name, meaning the people that are baptized in his name, not Father, Son, Holy Ghost, that are baptized in the name of Jesus Christ, will humble ourselves, seek his face, turn from our wicked ways. Then, after doing all that, he will hear from heaven and heal the land. And that's the only way the land is going to be healed. No scientists or anything like that can heal it. We may be able to do something to not make it worse, but we can't heal it. God has to do that. He created it. There's no such thing as evolution. Creation is the way it is, and that's how it is. There's only one true God in this world, and that's Jesus Christ. Anything else that people call a God, it's an idol. It's man-made. God is the only person who died in the grave and got up and walked again and lived again. Not Muhammad, not Martin Luther King, not Gandhi, not none of these individuals. They were all great men, but none of them got up and resurrected themselves from the grave. God said that all power in heaven and earth is given unto me once he was resurrected. So let us all keep our mind on Jesus Christ, the one and true living God. I'm out. Have a great one.